Hello kids, I hope you're all studying well, taking care of yourself and have regularly started making notes with regards to current affairs. And I am hoping that you're regularly going through each one of my videos on every Saturday at 9 p.m. So, talking about today's session, we have almost seven important news in this past week that has had an impact at the national as well as international platforms. So, without any delay, let's begin with the session. Now, when I try to talk about the first one, which is India's first Constitution Museum, which marks 75 years of Indian Constitution. Now, when we try to talk about this, the museum has been named as the Constitution Academy and the Rights and Freedoms Museum. This is set to be inaugurated in the O.P. Jindal Global University on the November 26th of 2024. What is November 26th? What is the significance of this date? Quickly drop it in the comment section and let me know about that. Moving on, the initiative celebrates the 75th anniversary of the adoption of the Indian Constitution. Now, when I try to talk about this, Anjita B. Nair, the curator and the CEO of Culture and head of the Center for Museums, emphasizes that this museum's goal of making the Constitution more accessible to public at large, fostering a deeper understanding of its creator's intention and appreciating India's constitutional journey over the past 75 years. Please make it a point that you're going through completely about this thing and updating yourself. Coming to the second one, South China Sea tension. Of course, I have given you the glimpse of it in depth. You must go through this thing as well. This threatened international trade by disrupting the crucial maritime routes and escalating security risks. Now, when I try to talk about this, the South China Sea is located in the Western Pacific Ocean and it is bordered by China to the north, Vietnam to the west, the Philippines to the east and the Malaysia and Brunei to the south. Now, when we try to talk about this, almost 1/3 of global maritime trade passes through this area each year, and this is according to the UNCTAD, which is United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Now, this includes critical supplies such as petroleum, with around 40% of the global petroleum trade which is transported through these waters. And when I try to talk about territorial disputes, I have mentioned the names of the countries. Please make it a point that you are reading about this and going in depth while studying about the South China Sea tension. Of course, the territorial disputes, as I told you, is the names of the countries are China, Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia and Brunei and Taiwan. Please make it a point that you are going through this. Now I come to the second one, which is exercise Udar Shakti. As I told you, this is a bilateral exercise which is between Indian Air Force and the Royal Malaysian Air Force. This was held from 5th to 9th of August and it was held in Malaysia. The exercise aimed to enhance military cooperation and strengthen the strategic partnership between India and Malaysia. Now, the first bilateral Air Force exercise that stated frontline Sukhoi 30 combat aircraft was conducted in the year 2018. Similarly, the participants and the aircraft that we are trying to discuss here is both Air Force deployed their Sukhoi Su-30 fighter jets for this exercise. The Indian Air Force participated with its Su-30 MKI aircraft and the Royal Malaysian Air Force participated with its Su-30 MKM aircraft. Understanding this, let's move to the next one. The next is the Code of Arbitration for Sports CAS. Now, this is called basically the Code of Arbitration for Sport mentioned or called the rules draconian but upheld Vinesh Phogat's disqualification. Vinesh Phogat has been a prominent Indian wrestler who has faced significant setback during the Paris Olympics due to her disqualification for being 100 grams overweight in the 50 kg gold medal bout. While we are discussing this, her disqualification was based on United World Wrestling rules, and this led to her appeal to the decision at the Court of Arbitration for Sports. Now, when we try to talk about this, it is an independent institution designed to handle the disputes in the sports world through arbitration. While we are talking about this, it is important for us to understand that the goal is to provide fair and efficient way to resolve conflicts, but between the athletes, between the sports organization or the stakeholders who are involved in the sports. Where is the headquarters located? It is in Lucerne, Switzerland. Additional courts of this are located in New York City, Sydney, and temporary courts in the Olympic host cities. So to give you an instance, this time in Paris. Similarly, this operates under the oversight of International Council of Arbitration for Sports, which manages its finances and appointments. Let's come to the fifth news, which is National Coal Index. This has experienced a notable decline, which is by 48% in June 2024, reaching to 142.13 points on the provisional basis. This marks a drop from 25 points in June 2023, reflecting a substantial availability of coal at lower prices in domestic market. Similarly, the National Coal Index, it's a comprehensive price index that aggregates coal prices from various sale channels, notified prices, auction prices, and import prices. This was established with a base year of financial year 2018. The NCI provides valuable insights into markets dynamics and price fluctuations. The NCI is published by the Ministry of Coal on monthly basis. So please try to see this thing as well. Now, when we try to talk about all of these things, we come to one important international event, which is Global South Summit. Now, when we try to talk about this, the third voice of this summit was hosted by India on August 17th, 2024. It was a significant event which aimed at uniting countries from Global South. The third voice of Global South Summit 2024 hosted by India marked a significant movement for 123 developing countries. China and Pakistan were not involved in it, as they came together to address global governance issues. Similarly, the summit builds on the version of the Prime Minister, which talks about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas or Sabka Prayas, and the India's principle of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one family. Now, when I'm trying to talk about this Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, give me quickly in the comment section, drop it in the comment section and let me know what was the theme for G20 when India hosted it and the meaning of the same. Coming back to this, the theme for 2024 summit is an empowered global south for a sustainable future. We come to the final news for today, which is parental rights on child. Now this over here, it is important for us to understand. The High Court of Bombay clarified that sperm and egg donors do not have parental rights over children born from their gametes. This ruling has significant implications for surrogacy arrangements and their rights of all parties involved. Now, the case here that we are discussing involved a 42-year-old woman seeking the custody of her twin daughters that were born through altruistic surrogacy. Now, the twins were in the joint custody of their father and the woman's younger sister who had donated her eggs. The understanding is the custody battle raised crucial questions about the legal status of the egg donors and their rights of biological parents versus the donors. It is very important for us to understand that the High Court also emphasized that according to established guidelines, sperm and egg donors do not have parental rights. The court ruled over the following 3 points. First being non-parental rights for donors, second intending parents' rights, and the final one being custody and visiting rights. Please try to make sure that you're going through all of these things. In case you have any questions to ask, drop it in the comment section. I have asked you 2 questions. I would want to see your responses. Please drop it in the comment section and I will see you all in the next video. Till then, study well, take care, bye bye, good night.